Thank you very much. I was happy to hear the comments about how the PAPS systems and a lot of the conversations around this are still at the high level and they still target the high level. And when we are building infrastructure like PAPS to service the entire African continent, then we need to look at the real sector, as Dr. Ashibe calls it, and how they do business and how they will be able to benefit from this and being able to bring them in. Now, when it comes to financial inclusion, one of the core things and probably the largest reason and cause for financial exclusion is absence of identity. And this is not talked about enough in payments conversations. And so whenever there's a conversation about payments, we have telecoms that provides the rails in terms of the particular data and mobile telephony communication systems to allow the systems to communicate. But at the back of it, we have entities and people and businesses that need to be verified and authenticated. And the reason why identity is very is central to financial inclusion and payment systems is because the entities are the ones performing these transactions, first of all. And secondly, the risk and the willingness for trade to actually progress and to actually grow in terms of numbers and for people to use these platforms depends on the risky nature of it. And once we are not able to identify people, then we know that we are actually barring people and we are creating a problem that we will affect the systems that we are building. A lot of investment has gone into PAPS. And we haven't seen enough investment going into regional African identity as much as it should. Because our local banking systems and financial institutions are plagued with KYC challenges that caused all the issues of us being blacklisted and put on different kinds of lists. And now when we build international infrastructure on this existing system, we are basically importing the same challenges from the local level onto a larger international scale for these things to happen. And last year, a report came out that said that identity theft and fraud increased by over 333%. So as we are digitalizing and as we are bringing systems that connect people everywhere, we are also creating the framework and the challenges for the lack of identity to increase fraud and risk. Now, there should be regional interests. There should be drivers. There should be contributions from the drivers that are driving our regional interests to connect payment systems and to connect our monetary zones in the area of identity as well. And so as we have PAPS, we should be able to identify a Kenyan in Ghana in less than 5 minutes to be able to do a transaction with a person. If I need to deal with a person in Nigeria, I should be able to verify the person's identity, be able to verify the person's credit, be able to verify a lot of other things that pertain to their digital profiles. And I believe that this is what mobile money was able to do that brought more people into the financial sector by picking up on the identities of the locals and the people at the grassroots in the real sector and giving them a place within the financial sector. So it's really important that we bring in digital identity as well as part of these conversations to help drive the entire operation.
All right. Thank you very much, Oswald. So Oswald was saying that it might take 5 minutes to identify, verify, and authenticate a person. I think what he meant was 5 seconds. So we have you for your last words, 30 seconds.
Thanks. And it's very interesting that Oswald actually mentioned that because it's almost as if he was using some authentication technology to check what I was about to say. You know, because what you find out is that you see payments, what you call payments, a lot of the conversation is centered around payment. What you call payments actually has two siblings, right? One of it is authentication or identification. The other one is cybersecurity and intelligence. And these are areas where MasterCard, being a technology company and not just a payment company, actually works with all of the players in financial inclusion, right? Because it's important that, to your last question, as we continue to drive towards financial inclusion, whether through mobile technologies or any other platforms, that we are leading, right, with cybersecurity, with intelligent technologies, right, with preventive technologies, right, to ensure that we are beating anybody who wants to intrude. Because the reality is, the more we develop our payment systems, whether real-time settlements over PAPS and all of that, the more risks you have, right? And that's why it's important that we continue to have MasterCard in the room to ensure that we can assist with preventive authentication, but also more importantly, cybersecurity and intelligence across the whole value chain. So please feel free to speak to us and we can assist with your inclusion technologies.
So thank you very much, and I think the point has been made. The only thing I want to add to is that all of these policies that we are all, so the issues of data protection is also really another major thing that we need to start looking at. So as we start looking at cross-border moving data across, how are we harmonizing those policies as well? Definitely cybersecurity is an important thing that we need to build on, and we also need to leverage on the skills, the local skill sets that are within the rooms to find a way in which we can also bring the local context to play as we try to resolve this problem. The resolution of these problems would depend on the African people being part of the conversations that is being had. Thank you very much.